So today I'm going to be showing you how to make these statues, which are inspired by Easter Island Moai. I was looking for ways to add more interest to base builds, which are often built up high on chunky concrete pillars. These guys are one of the sillier options I came up with, but I don't know, I just like them. They have character. I thought you might like them too. Are they kind of useless? Yeah, probably. Are they the most efficient use of materials? Probably not. But hey, if all the fun and beauty are gone from the world, what's even the point of trying to survive the apocalypse in the first place? These guys make me smile, and at the end of the day, raising morale is important to survival too. And if you stick around until the end, I'll show you how I used one as the base for an artistic and yet effective horde-based design. So let's get going with that. All right, so to start with, the bottom base is 3 by 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I can count. Woohoo! But we're going to add in some changes. So the basic bottom starts shaped like this, and you could even make it hollow and make the ladder go up the inside, but I'm not going to bother with that. But we're going to replace these corners with another block. Let's go into the shapes menu here, and then I'm going to go into rounded shapes, and what I want is this guy, cube corner round. That's the one, and just on simple rotation works fine. And of course, I'm doing this in creative mode just so we don't have to stop and gather resources, and also so I can fly and give you a bird's eye view of what we're doing. But you can also obviously do this in regular survival mode. Just might have to have a little bit of temporary scaffolding or something. All right, and then this part here, I'll figure out the height in just a minute. All right, so this bottom part here is going to be 5 blocks high. So we've got 3, 4, 5, and then we'll fill the rest of this in with just regular cubes. Oh, and actually, the top layer here is going to be slightly different. So, all right. And then on these corners, we're going to use this guy, or you could use this one, either one, but yeah. So that is the rounded corner that matches with the cube corner round. The one that matches with that is the cube corner top round. I really like the sleek look that block gives to builds. Makes them just look a little bit more interesting. All right, and then we need this guy again, but this time we are going to go into advanced rotation. We're going to rotate it until we get it like that. So we can make it rounded here. Then let's turn it. There we go. There is the base of the guy, and let's switch this back to a regular block, and we can fill this in. I would probably actually have a door here and maybe have a layer of storage and have a ladder up to a trapdoor to go into the guy's head, but I'm just showing off the main thing for now. All right, and then we're going to take this same block and we're going to turn it upside down. Like this. And now we're going to go in one from the side, and we're going to do the head part 4 blocks wide instead of 6 so that he'll have some shoulders. This actually can go in the middle here. And yet turn. Actually, those ones are wrong. Is that right? That would appear to be right. All right. Advanced rotation again. Oh, dang it. Hate it when you go right past it. There you go. And then the head here is 11 blocks high. So we'll start in the middle here. It's 11 blocks high in total, but the face part is 8 blocks high, I believe. Let me go double check that. All right, I was correct. And the main part of the face under the brow ridge is 8 blocks high. So let's go up 8. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, actually I can go down here and just copy rotation from down here. There. much of it. So I did a little bit more experimenting and did some changing on some of the blocks. And so I'm going to show you both versions. There's this version here, which now has a rounder head than he did before. Or you can see this is the original, more blocky square version that it's still rounded, but this is more rounded. Anyway, let me know in the comments which one you think looks better. The original rounded cube or this, I don't even know what to call it. Much more rounded version. Anyway, yeah, I've got lots of fun experiments going on, but let's head back over to where I'm building this. I decided that I would like to build kind of like the final versions of things after I'm done experimenting in a different area so that they'll kind of all be together. We can make a little zombie amusement park over here. So, all right, let's see. We've got, I think we are up to 7, leaving space for some rounded ones up at the top. Let's grab this just to double check since this helps me count them. And this is what I have been painting these guys with. This is the, let's see, black granite paint color. Let me show you what that is. That's in here. So you have all the different textures and paint colors in here that the devs have basically in the game. And yes, you can access all of these when you're not in creative mode. You just have to craft the paint, but the paint is really cheap to craft. All right, so this is the black granite, which is the same as is used for the granite countertops in the fancier houses. Go back into slow fly mode here, so I'm not bouncing all over like a ping pong ball, because it's all about the best viewing experience possible for y'all. Okay, 1, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. And then this is where we're going to add the brow ridge. And so, oh, these guys are not quite the right color. You can also pre-paint the blocks so that they are painted as you place them. I'm not positive if this is a creative mode thing or if this is available in the base game. I will have to check that next time I'm playing in survival. But anyway, just thought I'd mention that. All right, and I am making this using the more squared version of his head, but if you like the more rounded version, then instead of using these two, the concrete cube corner round and the cube corner top round, instead of those, you would replace those with the cube 1/4 round outside and the cube 2M round. So that's the only change if you like the look of the other version. These are just regular cubes here, and then we'll add the rounded ones to the sides. These are just the, what are they called again? Cube corner round, because I just like how that looks for the brow ridge here. Oh, dang, it went past it. But I recently learned if you hit R, it goes backwards. Or apparently it is square on PlayStation controller. I learned this little trick from some PlayStation players, so they were discussing that. Ah, dang it. Happy rotation. I love that little feature. And then in the sides here, we will turn this sideways, leaving space for the corner up there. And actually for that one, we can just copy these down here. Copy rotation. Let's also pre-paint it, save ourselves a little bit of time. All right, and let's paint him. Let's go for the paint surface. Save some time. I love that there's all these different settings for the paintbrush. Such a nice little quality of life tweak. All right, and then it is time for his nose. Now for the nose, we are going to grab one of these shapes. It is the cube 1/4. Yeah, not the centered one. We need just the cube 1/4. And then let's get that in the right orientation, like so. So there is no one middle block since this is an even number of cross. So we will make half the nose like this. I think that's right. And then flip this over to the other side for the other half of it there. And then we'll do these little rounded guys here for the nose like this. You could leave it like that, but I also added some little triangles in there So many pieces to keep track of. I think I put the ones I used in my favorites. So let's toggle favorites on. Might have been that one. You know what? I'm going to go check just a sec. Okay, so it turns out the piece that I used before was the cube. Here, let's get the name right. Cube 1/2 5M round 03. So I wouldn't have guessed that, but that's apparently the one that I ended up using. So let's get that in the right spot. I think I liked this one because it's just very slightly rounded on the top part of it there. Ah, dang it. There's his nose. And I like how the shadows of the brow ridge suggest the eyes, but you don't actually have to make eyes, because these are inspired by the Easter Island statues, which I don't quite know how to pronounce what those are called, but yeah, moai, something like that. Anyway, okay, so for the lips, what we're gonna do is there's actually some pieces in here. Are they in this section? Yes, these are pieces of the log house building set. So log 1/4 here. There we go. So we leave one block empty, and then we'll do, actually this needs to be flipped, because that is the, there. So there's going to be one on top there. Okay, so anyway, those guys, and then like that. Is that right? I think that's right. Okay, and then we got these guys for the rest, the wider part, and there are 2 of these, a left and a right. So you have to use both of them to get all of the different angles we need. Come on now. There we go. Like that. So he starts off a little lopsided, and then you get the opposite one. Logs 1/2 corner top 02. Like that. There's the main statue. Add the ears. Okay, so I went and checked, and I did indeed mess something up. So we will have a super tutorial, because I'm actually going to do it twice. The difference is I made the nose just 1 block too long. So this part is only supposed to be 3 long and not 4. There we go. And then we will leave a gap, leave a 1 block gap, which is real handy in case you want to add a mustache later, as I discovered. Okay, so this is top there, so let's go 3 right there. Then other side, and then once again with the half blocks, let's get these repainted as well. I think that looks a little better. You could change it up though if you're doing a row of them, give them each some different personality. All right, and then for the ears, we're going to use these quarters again. And I like to start this at the same height as the brow ridge there. Do 2 of those. Did I just do 2 or did I do 3? I think I did 3 actually. And then we've got this piece here for the top of the ear, which this piece is concrete wedge 60 tip 1/2 right. So that's the one. Wedge 60 tip half right. Then for the earlobe, plate 1/4 round corner. Okay, so let's, I think this might be another one that has a left and a right version. Because yeah, it's not wanting to go. Yeah, this goes on the other side. There, yes, that's the one. That's the one we were looking for. Now let's grab the similar piece, which should be in the wedges. Ah, there we go. So this is the right, so let's grab the left. There. There, that is correct. Looking good, sir. Looking spiffing. I looked for a piece that was the same thickness and there wasn't one. So you don't even need to use that rounded earlobe bit at all. You could just go for a squared off looking ear like that, which is totally fine. Works with the style of the statue, but I just liked it a little bit better with that rounded earlobe at the bottom, like so. So that's the basic statue. And let me reset the time of day here. So there is the basic feller. You can add whatever accessories you want. We will add a mustache to him probably a little bit later, but so here's a couple different versions with some accessories if you would like to add them. I added a round, let's see which piece this is here. Pole 1 meter circle. Okay. Oh, is that under poles? Yes, that is under poles. Okay, so that's what I used for this guy's monocle. And the reason why it's floating there is because, once again, the block-based building system, it fills the entire block. I could have done it flat against his face, but here, like this, I could do it on the other side like that. But that just kind of was harder to see, and it didn't look like it was perched on the end of his nose, which I wanted. You have to be real careful getting rid of trim pieces, I've noticed, because it's very, very easy to break something you didn't mean to break like that. Okay, and the mustache here is made up of some pipe pieces. These were the... Oh, yeah, I guess they're under round because they're rounded. But anyway, use some of the pole support and pole cross pieces to make the mustache on this guy. And then down here, we've got some triangles. So they are plate 1/2 triangle that I just turned around. Got into that rotation there. And this guy, I did a slightly different thing with some trim pieces for his mustache and decided to give him some little sunglasses instead. And these are actually made up of some different pieces. See, these are made up of the plate 1/4, just because I liked that placement better. The full round plate was kind of too high or too low. I liked that height. But yeah, play around with it, and I would love to see what you do with this, what kind of accessories or bits and bobs you decide to add on to him. And you can also change up the proportions to make different sizes and shapes of statues, which is always fun if you're going to make a grouping of them to make them individual. And now let me give you a tour of the horde base that I built using one of these guys as the support for it. If you would like a detailed tutorial on how I built this actual horde base, let me know. But adding that onto this video would make this video way too long, and so we will save that for another day if there's enough interest in it. But for now, let me just give you a look at what it looks like and how it functions. So I added on to this design a classic zombie killing corridor slash dropper type design. It is tall enough that the zombies do not go into their rage mode and start hitting blocks when they fall. Apparently they need to fall at least 11 blocks away from the player in order to just go back and run the route again. And this is definitely high enough that they don't have any issues with that. But yeah, this is just for inspiration, and I like swapping out some of the square blocks with some other shapes in there, mostly in places where the zombies can't reach so they don't get stuck somewhere in some awkward corner. But yeah, I included some round blocks here and there just because I like the look of it. I like the aesthetic of it. I wanted to make this more artistic and fun looking instead of just being big and blocky. So like, yeah, let me know what you think of that. If that's a little bit too weird, too abstract, surrealist for your taste, or if you like the fact that it's something a little bit different from the usual, even if I used a concept for the horde base that has been done a million different times in the 7 Days to Die community. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. If you are considering setting up your own 7 Days to Die server, make sure to check out the pinned comment down below. Imperium Hosting, I gotta say, these guys have the best customer service in the industry. Very much stand behind their work, and I highly, highly recommend them. And I've got a coupon for 15% off the server rental price every month, not just the first month. 15% off every month. These guys are amazing. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Have a good one, my friends. Bye-bye for now. So I'm just gonna have to run for it and hope I can get past everybody. I know that there's snakes, and I know that there's pigs, and I know that there's zombies. I'm just running past everybody. Yeah, I know. Yeah, just fall down and die. Can I get through, please? I've got to get to my horde base location.